What's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 4 of the Jack Business Guys podcast. I'm here with my boy, Brian Bidanjiri. There's only 3 rules to the show. Number 1, you got to be 1099. No W-2s allowed on the show. Rule number 2, you got to be jacked. My boy's jacked. You're going to hear all about that. And then number 3, we only have 20 minutes. So I'm going to get the timer started right about now. So, Brian, the reason why I wanted to have you on the show is because you're a fitness trainer. I've been looking at your content for a while. Dude, I love fitness. I love getting jacked. That's kind of half the purpose of the show. So why don't you walk us through, bro? What do you do? And walk me through kind of how you got to this point, with your career, where you started, where you are now.
Yeah, man. So I'm an online personal trainer and nutrition coach. So I do both workout and nutrition programs for my clients. I started about a year ago in the coaching space. I've been through quite the journey of being fat my entire life and then getting into fitness about 4 or 5 years ago and really unlock the secrets to actually being able to live a good life while still getting jacked. And once I went through that change mentally, I realized that nothing can really beat it, and you can do anything that you put your mind to once you do that. So my whole goal was to help others achieve that exact, type of mental freedom and physical freedom that I ended up unlocking throughout my journey. So that's what I do now. I focus on helping people that are kind of newer into their fitness career, or maybe have been lifting for a little bit, but just aren't putting all the pieces together to really see the results that they're looking for. So that's kind of a little bit of the story and where I'm at now with my clients.
Yeah, man. I was looking at I love that my story post that you had pinned to the top. I was kind of swiping through that. I'm like, dude, you seriously have a good story and it's super relatable. And there's a quote that I always think of. It's you're most qualified to help the person that you used to be. And I think you're just a good example of that, right? When you say you used to be fat, how did you you just a fat kid that you just didn't know any better? Or what was the deal with that? You just never knew any different, or what?
Yeah, I think I just like food a lot, first of all. So I would just always had the tendencies to get whatever I could, anything I could get my hands on, I was going to overeat it. And I used to use food as comfort, to be honest. So a little bit of a lonely kid growing up, didn't really fit in with a lot of groups. And I think I tended to lean on food when I was uncomfortable. So I would just come home and kind of stuff my face and find comfort in that sense. I was a baseball player and a swimmer growing up. So I've gone through phases of getting a little bit skinnier, but then not working out and going back to that heftier side. But I also grew up Persian, where there's a lot of food all the time to eat, and it's unlimited.
Oh, no kidding.
At every celebration. So I would just eat 4 or 5 plates of food. So I've just always been able to eat. And then I started smoking weed in high school. And from there, it was all downhill because I couldn't control the munchies and would just get stoned, not go to the gym, not go to swim practice, and go and eat. So lots of bad decisions kind of led me to that point. And then once I started drinking in college, kind of the same thing, just would party, eat a bunch of food that wasn't suiting me, drink a lot. I had some problems with alcohol in the past as well, but I've since quit both weed and alcohol, and have basically was able to do that through fitness. So I always kind of grew up on the heftier side, was always the chubby kid in my friend group, just always had a little bit more meat on me, and it was always difficult for me to get it off and keep it off until recently.
Yeah, no kidding. Dude, I'm so happy to hear that you quit drinking and quit smoking weed. And I don't know, I'm not a life coach by trade, but when people tell me, they're I just weed takes the edge off. I'm there's something else there, bro.
Yeah, 100%. I used to be that same way. I was oh no, it makes me more creative. It helps me sleep. It helps me calm down.
Right.
But once I stopped smoking, I have so much less anxiety now because I don't run away from things that are building up. I face them head on and lean into them, and then I overcome them and keep moving forward. But when you're smoking, thinking it takes the edge off, all you're doing is stepping back from the edge that's inevitable in the future. And the further you step back, the more shit piles up over time, and it just is a vicious cycle. So that's what biggest realization for sure.
Dude, that's such a good point. For me, it was don't get me wrong, I like to eat junk food and I smoked weed a little bit here and there, drinking for sure. But for me, it was not it was more of an emotional side thing for me. I would just push emotions to the side and it would build up. And then I'd, blow up my life metaphorically. So just for you, maybe it was food or smoking weed or drinking for whatever. For me, it was just shutting down emotionally, burying myself into work, and inevitably led to the blow up in my life. Right. So it's just it's that cycle. Right. So, and it looks different for everybody. I'm curious, bro, what's kind of like your ideal client? Like who are you marketing to? Are you just marketing to, kind of the guys that maybe grew up and, didn't feel like they fit in and they felt, out of shape or they lack purpose or whatever? Like what's kind of your ideal client, I guess, for the people that are watching?
Yeah, I would say my ideal client is kind of right in line with that. Somebody close to their 30s. I can work with people like within their 20s and 30s age wise, but people that have realized that after, maybe being an athlete back in the day, going to school, starting to drink and like developing some habits that negatively impacted their health. And they
Yeah.
realize that they want to right the ship, but they just don't have the right resources and aren't able to do it on their own. Maybe they've tried a few times to lose the weight, tried to work out, but they just have never been able to stick to a plan because they see something online, they try it, it doesn't work, they give up on themselves, and it's just a vicious cycle there. So ideally anybody that has recognized that, they're in a body that they're uncomfortable in, maybe they're hiding from going out because they don't want to be seen, they don't like the clothes that they have because they don't fit them, and they just like this cycle of self-doubt and kind of hatred for themselves. Like I want to help
Man,
them.
that's so crazy. Dude, I love that. And it's 2026, bro. Nowadays, fat people are on the covers of magazines and they're trying to glorify that shit, man. And I think it's so nice. I feel like our generation, bro, on social media, low key is kind of changing that narrative a little bit. You got guys like you and I that are a little bit, maybe more successful, whatever, to the eye, we're in shape. That's kind of the stuff that I see anyways. My algorithm's pretty cooked to that, where, people are getting in shape and people are trying to, make a life for themselves instead of, I don't know, maybe that's trending in the right direction. Again, maybe it's just my algorithm, but it seems like it was going the wrong way for a long time. And it was like, oh, just be happy with who you are, be comfortable. But in reality, bro, people are at home. They're not fitting their clothes well. They feel like shit going out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
they know avoiding the barrier, just kind of like, yeah, not dealing with it, bro. So I love that, man. What's I'm curious, what's next for you, man? What kind of goals do you have in, fitness and even just in business with your clients over the next, over the rest of the year here?
Yeah, bro, I'm just trying to grow my roster. Honestly, I was in a 9 to 5 up until January. I got laid off, which was my sign to really just fully bet on myself and make this, my full-time gig where I can fully focus on my clients, help them mentally, physically, and through food to unlock like a new version of themselves. So right now I'm at about 15 clients total, and I'm trying to pump up to 50, man. I want to get as many
Oh,
people
let's
in this
go.
program as possible and just help out as many people as I can, because the confidence and just like self, trust that you get through getting into shape and getting into shape the right way, in my opinion, is unlike anything else and will lead you to everything else in life, whether it's in work and your personal relationships at home. Like, you're just going to be the best version of yourself if you understand how to be in shape. And like you were saying before, people are like too tied to loving themselves in whatever form they're in, which I do agree with. And you do need to love yourself, but you also need to recognize if you're leading a path that's unhealthy, that's going to get you into like hospitals in the future. Like if you're fat,
Yeah.
you're going to be sick when you get older. And I don't want that for people. I want people to be able to really be comfortable in their own skin and to be able to thrive. So yeah, I would say goal for me, big one is getting 50 clients under the belt and just helping change as many lives as I possibly can.
Man, that's awesome. I love that. And I love that you're making people aware of that. I always think of, I think it was Andy Elliott who said that. So you know who Andy Elliott is? You ever heard of him?
Yeah. The Elliot
He
Army.
always, yeah, the Elliott Army. Fucking love those guys. He always says, he's like, would you be best friends with someone that lied to you all the time? Obviously, the answer is no, right?
Yeah.
And these people that are not taking care of their health, not taking care of their fitness, they're lying to themselves every day, saying that, I feel good, I'm confident, I'm happy, I love myself. But, would you be best friends with someone who lied to you every day? Of course not. So you're sitting there lying to yourself every day, making up excuses, justifying your current condition. Obviously, you're not going to fucking like yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just faking it till you make it, and you're never going to make it faking it that way. Like, you can fake it till you make it in other areas, but yeah, you can't, like, there's no hiding from it at the end of the day. There's got to be a tipping point. I was the same way in the past, where I was like, oh, I don't really care. I'm the funny guy. I masked my uncomfortability of like not liking how I looked by being silly and being funny.
By
And
being silly? Yeah.
But it was all fake, all a facade. I would go home and be depressed. And it was one morning I remember still is what made me realized that something's got to give. I was going to put my socks on. This was a little bit before COVID, like 2018, 2019. And I could not physically bend down and lift my knee up and get my sock on. I like fell over almost and had to sit down. And I was like, damn, it's getting me emotional thinking about it. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, what if
that gave me chills, man. Like, that's like rock bottom, bro.
100%. I was like, what are you doing, bro? I was drinking at lunch. Like, I worked a 9 to 5. I would go home and drink 2 White Claws and go back to work, drink as soon as I got home, smoking weed all the time, staying up till the birds sing, partying all the time, and just like hiding from myself. And then once that happened, I was like, dude, something's got to give. You cannot keep living like this. And I never looked back. So some people,
that was the moment for you.
Yep, that was it. I will always remember it. It takes that for some people. Some people it takes longer to realize, but for me it was like, dude, I'm not going to be this person the rest of my life. I think I was like 25 at the time. Like, something's got to give. So I decided I was going to be in the best shape of my life when I turned 30. When I hit 30, I definitely was, and now it's just getting better every year.
Yeah, man, you are in good shape. You're in fucking great shape, dude. I love it.
Fucking rip.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie, man. I get a little bit of help from some compounds, you know, a little bit of TRT, a little bit of Retta, a little bit of Adderall keeps me focused, you know, keeps me locked in, but a little bit of pre-workout.
Love it. Yeah, I train at 5 a.m. So if I'm not putting down 300 milligrams of caffeine, I'm falling asleep at the gym.
Oh, dude, 100%. I'm with you, man. You really got me thinking. I remember not so much in a fitness sense, but just I remember one time I got home this was when I was back in Canada. I got home from work after working all day in the fucking cold. It was the middle of winter. I was working construction. I remember I got home, I was frozen, bro. And I sat down and I was like, let's just look at my bank account. Like, let's see how much money I got. I don't know. I had to pay rent or something. And then I looked at my account and it was like negative fucking like $300 or some shit. I got hit with a bunch of overdraft fees, like a couple payments tried to come out, phone bill, all this stuff. So I'm sitting there at home. I'm fucking frozen. I'm like super pissed off that I just did that. My bank account's to the negative. I just remember like thinking that moment, like I will never fucking feel like this again.
Yeah.
Like I refuse to ever feel like this again. And it's like ever since then, I mean, right after that, I went and I got a sales job. Luckily I found a really good guy, my buddy Kyle, who I still talk to this day, became a mentor for me. Like at that point, I didn't believe in myself, right? It was like, I told myself I'm never going to let myself get to this point again. But you know, did I really believe it? I don't know. So I got around a mentor, started taking my life seriously, started to read books, started to develop myself, took my fitness way more seriously. And dude, life just got way fucking better at that point. So it's like, honestly, I don't know if you could say the same, probably, bro, but like, I'm actually so fucking glad that I hit rock bottom at that point.
Oh yeah.
Because it just like, dude, I will never, ever go back.
Yep.
Ever.
Once you've been there, you're like, dude, that is not a place.
You just can't, dude, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. And you can't unfeel it too. Even still, like I can tap back into that old version of myself that has a lot of self-doubt and a lot of angst. And I just I'm like, you sit down, buddy. We're a new person now. And we're going to keep pushing forward, especially being a new business owner. I mean, I've only been in business 9-10 months and a lot comes into that. And one thing you had mentioned is that you got a mentor and you learn from somebody. Like I didn't figure all this out on my own. I am certified and I've got those, but I had a coach as well. I think a lot of people, especially men, are too afraid to like actually reach out for help, and their ego is getting in the way of them being successful because they aren't willing to admit that they need the help and they want to figure it out themselves. But obviously what you've been doing up until this point isn't working. So you're going to need someone that knows and has been in your position and walked that life that you want to live to learn from. Like I don't have a fitness coach anymore, but I have a business mentor that I'm learning from to really become the best business owner I can possibly be. Anything that I want to get into that's new, I'm going to figure out who's done it fucking successfully. And I'm going to go learn from them so that I can be the best I can possibly be in anything that I do. So I think that's something that a lot of people miss out on is like they have too much of an ego to recognize that they need the help and actually go get it.
Yeah, man, that's so true. I couldn't agree with that more. I'm actually in a funny phase right now because I'm getting into the fitness coaching and this is actually like on my mind. I spoke with someone just the other day about possibly getting some coaching for social media, how to get, post better shit, get better followers, create a funnel, all that stuff. And I'm like, like I could learn it on my own. I could kind of, you know, chop it up here and there. You know, we got AI nowadays, but it's like, well, that's the reality is just it's going to take longer to do it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're going to make the mistakes that these people have already made, and they can kind of help you through. Bro, if you need someone, I got a good guy that you could reach out to as well. That meant to literally anyone. It's the person I'm working with right now, but we can.
Dude, that'd be really amazing. I would really appreciate that. I was going to ask you too, because I mean, you obviously now, just by adoption into business, you have to do sales now, right? Mm-hmm. So you just became a sales guy overnight. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you.
Is it a common objection? Like, you know, man, this all sounds great. I'm just going to do it myself I'm just going to kind of, you know, go at it myself for a couple months. And, you know, if I'll get back to you. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do it on my own now. Thanks for the inspiration, bro. I'll be watching your content. Like, what do you say? What do you say to that guy, bro? I'm just curious. And this is coaching for me, man. I'll take the free coaching right now.
Dude, with people like that, I'm just going to ask them straight up. Like, if you could have done it yourself, wouldn't you already be where you want to be? Like, what is another 2 months of doing the same thing that you're doing right now going to get you at the end of the day? And then let them fumble around and see what they say back. Some people are dead set in it and aren't going to bite. I've had a few people that have been that way and have just been like, no, I'm just going to do it on my own. Like, all right, well, good luck. You know, I'm the one that's in shape. You're not at the end of the day. So if you do want the help,
I'm the one that's in shape. You're not.
Yeah. So yeah, I just put it right back on them. Be like, bro, if you could do it yourself, wouldn't you have already done it yourself? Like, why are you even on this call if you think that, you know, you can do it yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true, man. And you know what? And this is the conversation I was having with the guy I was talking to about the social media. I'm like, he kind of asked me, he's like, you know, why couldn't you do it yourself? I'm like, well, like, to be honest, I've tried a couple times in the past, built a brand. It didn't work. So I gave up. So to be honest, I actually can't really do it myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And that's where a lot of these people, like, they've tried to lose the weight. They've tried to get in shape. They've done different splits. They've done different diets, and none of them have worked. So it's like, I have the fucking cheat code if you want it, but you just got to play the game to get there.
Yeah. How do you get most of your leads? Is it mostly organic, or do you run ads or anything like that?
Nope. No ads, all organic. So a lot of people.
Do you have setters and stuff too, or?
Not yet. No. Not up to that point just yet, but we'll get there eventually for sure. I just do all my own DM outreach, and then people that reach out to me, I've got an application as well. A lot of my clients I have known from some point in the past in my life, but then a couple of them have come organically from social media. So it's all about just creating the right type of content that's going to hit home and really telling your story and being comfortable in yourself. But it is a slow grind for sure. And it's daunting as well. Like you said, you've tried a few times and hasn't really worked out. Like, there are times where views are up, times where views are down, but as long as I can disconnect from all that and really just be there to serve people and to let them know I'm there to help them, I know that it'll all turn out the way it's supposed to. Yeah.
You know what I like is I can tell that you genuinely want to help people, even just in your content. I mean, there's something in sales that we always call commission breath, which is basically, you know, people are just in it for the money. You can spot it from a mile away. You know, you can tell that you're super genuine, which I really like that. And that's kind of why I gravitated towards your content. I'm just checking how much time we have. We just have a couple minutes here. So I just want to ask, bro, so anybody who's listened to this, man, obviously, you know, reach out to Brian. You got to get put onto it. He's living proof that it works. Why don't you give us, you know, a minute and 30 seconds of free game, bro? If I need to lose 10 pounds in the next 60 days, and I want to change my life physically, mentally, give me just a couple tangible things that I can do.
Yeah. First thing is figuring out what split you can actually adhere to in the gym. There's no best split, no best exercise. The exercises and the splits that you're going to work hardest at are what's going to be best for you, because you're going to enjoy what you're doing. I'm all about enjoying the process and not doing anything that you hate, or else you won't keep doing it. I was always fat. I don't like running. I don't run. I didn't run at all.
Me neither, bro. I fucking hate running.
Like, I'm not about it. So I don't do it. I walk, and that's all the cardio that I need. So find a split that you can adhere to, whether that's 3, 4, or 5 days in the gym, and just write down your workouts and do the same fucking thing every single time you go in, so you can try to progressively overload those movements and build muscle. When it comes to your nutrition, don't follow any dumbass diet. None of them work. All of them are there to put you into a caloric deficit, and they will all fizzle out at some point, whether it's keto or carnivore or intermittent fasting. All of that's there for you to eat less food and to dial down some macro to make it so that you're eating less than you exert each day. It's all about calories in, calories out. So eat foods that you enjoy eating. Like I follow the 80-20 rule with my clients, where 80% of our foods are whole foods, nutritious foods, but I teach them how to make them actually like fucking taste good, so you look forward to eating it.
Nice.
20% is whatever you want. Like I eat a bowl of cereal every single day after I work out. I've got clients eating Uncrustables, bagels and cream cheese, like whatever you want, dude. If you're not eating things you enjoy, then it's a crash diet, in my opinion, and that's not how to build a lifestyle. So you need to build your meals around things that you enjoy eating, but obviously take into account your macros. You know, I'm all about having all three macros dialed in. You know, having enough protein. 1 pound of protein per pound of lean body mass is ideal. If you're fat and you're trying to lose weight, just go for whatever your goal weight is, hit that in protein, and you'll be fine. If you're 260 pounds, you don't need to eat 260 pounds or grams of protein. Fat, about 0.3 to 0.5 grams per pound, you'll be good there. So multiply your weight by 0.3 to 0.5, and then the rest is carbs. Eat carbs. That's all I can stress. Like that's your fuel. For the day. That's
carbs don't make you fat, bro. I thought carbs turned into fat immediately, bro.
I mean, eating rice is the same thing as just eating sugar straight. I'm like, well, you're retarded. So
you're fucking retarded.
You're fucking stupid. Yeah, no, bro. Eat fucking carbs. Eat to your heart's extent, but just eat less calories than you burn in a day. And if you need help figuring out how to track your calories or whatever, they've got macro trackers online that you can figure out your maintenance and play with it. But I would say that's like the main keys. And then weigh yourself every day so you can get an average weight over time and start to understand how your body fluctuates. But, you know, if you drink more water and eat more sodium one day, the scale is going to go up the next day. But if you're in a deficit over time, it's going to go down. So those are my keys to success. And make sure you're fucking resting and sleeping, dude. Like, don't be in the gym 6 or 7 days a week. Get some sleep.
No.
Everything works better if you're sleeping and you have low cortisol, high testosterone. They don't go together. You got to have one or the other. So you got to chill out a little bit.
Dude, man, that is fucking good advice. Like, seriously. And I've been, I don't want to say studying like in a fucking, university sense fitness, but I mean, I've watched every fucking video there is about fitness from, the people on the higher powers that be that know the shit, right? And obviously, you know what the fuck you're talking about. For me, bro, it's always just, I just want to get enough protein. And if I'm cutting, I want to eat less calories than I burn.
Yep.
And if I'm gaining weight, I want to gain more. I want to eat more calories than I burn. And that's it for me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Simple. Like, yeah.
Dude, I'll eat fucking ice cream. I don't give a shit, bro. As long as if I'm cutting, dude, I'll eat a Rice Krispie. I'll eat some chocolate. I'll eat a fucking ice cream. But it's about what else am I eating as long as I'm in a deficit?
Yeah, bro. It was
simple
just
as
my
that.
wife's birthday, and we ate treats all weekend, and I still lost weight over the weekend because I was eating fucking salad and chicken, so I could eat 6 pastries.
Yeah.
Balance at the end of the day. So yeah, man.
Let's go. Fuck yeah, bro.
It's gonna lead to success over time for sure.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Well, appreciate you chopping it up, bro. I'm just gonna stop the recording here, and we'll chop it up for a minute.
Dope.